Welcome back, everyone, to season three of the Galaxy. Wow, that was hard to think of real quick. Luckily, I'm fighting a cold and I'm not GMing today, so I'm going to turn this over to Burger.
It is a dry and hot as hell day on Borealis. Oh, Borealis. Boreal.
Yeah, Boreal Elsa.
It is. The sun hangs in the sky, burning down. The ever so slightest cloud in the sky, immediately catching fire and evaporating as the camera goes by. We see the crew going about their daily work, bringing in that one fucking. Oh no, I forgot the name of the race. Oh no, the Arquin. That's it. That one Arquin going through it, and I have to ask, what's everyone's morning like doing their work? We've kind of seen that before, but I want to see it again.
I
Just that, like, oh, go ahead.
not to backseat JM, but I think it might help to set the scene with where we're at. A lot
Oh,
of stuff
yeah.
happened last time, and it's been almost a month.
Oh, shit, yeah. All right, so to go over it, you're currently back into the main city, the main part of the colony towards the north. Sorry, I believe you were in the western colony, right?
Yeah, so the Dubai.
Yeah. The, you've gone those Dubots inside the Mantaru, and so far they haven't caused too much trouble, save for the orchestrated prank, but nothing that's broken the law. So the rest of the Dubots have been strangely silent, save for the odd occasional gift. But it's been about 2, 3 weeks since their, you know, initial contact with you. And their gifts, of course, are mainly munitions, guns, and ammunition. Right now, you're in your precinct, looking over paperwork, getting everything done. Your two bosses have since jumped colony to colony, trying to take care of the increasing number of raids from the MKZs. And you've had a transfer kind of keeping it over everything named Hercules. He's a scrawny Arquin, not the brightest, not the sharpest, and case with you for something you've all been looking into for a while. There's been a serial killer on the loose, a strangler, someone who's been going into people's homes, so far to more common folk, and strangling them in their sleep. So far, there's been very little connection between the people, save for one in particular. That is the through line of the mining company. Each one of these people have had some connection to the mining company in one way or another, be it a donation, family member part of it, or some scuffle with the mining company that comes here, specifically Boreal Mining. And so you've had a interview set up with the head chairman of Boreal Mining, this elderly dwarf. And right now, you're supposed to meet with him later tonight at his. Uh, he calls it a mansion. It's a slightly larger house than everyone else has. Now, the Arquin father, the father of the Arquin you always take in, he has a mansion, he has land. But this guy, he definitely over talks as well. This dwarf. Now, on top of this, I do have to mention None of you all have seen Rusty. It's not Rusty. Dust for a while. Why do they call him Rusty? None of y'all have seen Dust for a while. You've not gotten any posts from him, Cam. So I imagine suspicions on that particular bot is high.
Question though.
Yeah.
Has anyone in the group told our superiors that Vorin told us that he should go on a murder hobo spree and strangle people?
Okay, hold on. There is
Lauren definitely wrote that in his report.
that is,
You wrote up officially, though, he said Vord had a very suspicious conversation with a Dubot named Dust. Dubot was a known strangler, and Vord told him to follow his dreams.
that was. You're I was thinking reciting a platitude would get this weird ass damn bot to leave me alone. And next thing you know, it's like that domino meme, like, oh, be polite to a robot, and then next thing you know is serial killer on the loose.
And with this, we're going to start with, you know what, Tegan, we're going to start with you and Lauren, because there was something that you resisted last time with great willpower.
Yeah, that was a big
The
deal.
the still beating heart of someone who recognized you, an MKC. This heart beating, this floating, this row just pulsating with power. Some of the purest stuff you can get. And now it sits in the evidence locker. That bump bump, bump bump, bump bump. Constantly beating as if it was directly underneath your feet.
How very Edgar Allan Poe of you.
Me, I'm glad you picked that up.
Yeah.
How has he been dealing with that? How's he been dealing with the stress of catching the serial killer? And kind of how's his morning?
And it's been about, what, 2 weeks? You said 2 or 3 weeks since we've been back?
Yeah, just about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Lauren's been difficult to deal with. He's always by the book, probably a little bit uptight, but he's just been downright grumpy since turning down the hard, curt, short, always by the book, but he's trying to push everybody else to be by the book. It probably bugging Vorin. Each time a new strangle case comes in, he prints it off and drops it off at Vorin's desk. This is a little bit of a, hey, this could be your guy. Outside of that, though, Alard has been like repeatedly working out. Probably like, and this is one thing I wanted to ask you too. Since it's been 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks since the attack at the mines. What are our superiors doing about that? Because one thing Alarin would be doing is like each day, even if they turn it down, he's like filing a report. The superiors like requesting to either scout out the MKZ camps or launch an attack to do something, and he will submit that report through every formal channel each time it gets turned down, pretty much daily, depending on what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. So you know what they're doing right now is they're jumping colony to colony, kind of talking with those specific precincts and guardians that they have, kind of trying to pull together what resources they can separately into one group to launch a counterattack upon them, because they didn't just raid that mine within these 2 to 3 weeks. There's been at least 2 more reported attacks and 1 suspected attack that no one's really admitting to have happened with one of the mines due to the mining guild getting more closed off recently. They have been doing their best to get these resources pulled, and luckily the Dubots have, because of all the munitions they've given you, and that being shared around with the other colonies, the north, east, and southern one, it's starting to look pretty good. It's looking as though you can spare a force of about, I'd say, 70 highly trained people armed to the teeth with about 3 transport vehicles and 1 heavy assault vehicle in order to strike back at these MKZs. But due to your report, there's also been talks of possibly not sending that many people at once, and instead setting up different outposts to kind of hide away and hopefully ambush them when they go to attack one of the mines. but the Mining Guild hasn't been all too helpful in that, with providing, supplies and whatnot if they get them out to the mines. There's been a lot of talks that haven't really gone anywhere. But there are things happening. It's just being slowed down by a teensy bit of bureaucratic red tape, nowhere near as much as if you were in the more central part of the galaxy or dealing with the corporate authority, but it's still enough to where it's mainly people worried about their own and giving away like the men and women who are at the city, protecting it there, keeping the people safe. So they're doing things, luckily.
So Lauren would definitely be happy that they're trying to do something. He may not be sure about splitting up the forces, but he'd probably be looking for more of a proactive find them and try to take them out before they hit the mines or get close to zero type approach. But he's happy they're making progress, but he will complain relentlessly to anybody who'll listen about the mining guild trying to close ranks and not really sharing resources and information.
Absolutely. From there, next person I'll pick on, unless there's anything you want to add, Lauren.
That's perfect for me right now.
I mean, I got a question.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Is it like Alarin's limbs? Are they mostly like artificial replacements?
Mostly artificial. There's some bits of flesh in between, you can see kind of some flesh, a bit of skeletal pieces, but it's mostly been his skin calcified due to his use of zero before, and most of it had to go.
I had okay, so still some fleshy bits because you said working out, and I'm like, it's like cyborg, like they're hitting the bench press. I'm like, what's the point? But no, I get it. Okay, so there's still flesh in there, so I'm like, I'm just
still bits. Yeah,
there's still okay. There's still some man left.
Yeah, especially the face and the torso are mostly flesh, but it's really bad around the arms and even the face has some cybernetic pieces across it.
Oh. Next up, I'm going to pick on Ix. I will say immediately, before I ask you about kind of your morning, your work process, and all that, you have been interacting with some of the people of the colony. Due to Lauren being more so on the books, Cam dealing with his own things we're going to get in a second, and Voren having a lot of paperwork piled on him to do about Dust, you've mainly been the person talking to some of the more common people of the colony, especially with your main superiors being out and about. And because of that, you've been getting a lot of people thanking y'all for your help at the mines, for what you did, the fact you got as many people as you did back. Some people are very upset, but no one is really upset at you. They're upset at the MKZs and a teensy bit of the mining guild. And there is some distrust of the corporate authority in this case. There's this conspiracy theory going around that they are the ones who kind of bribed or goaded the MKZs into attacking the mines. It's a wild out there theory, but all the same, you've been dealing with these people and you've gotten a lot of thanks, a lot of praise, and you've received some gifts to the precinct. Mostly baked goods, food, a few art pieces, and one person has sent you a suspiciously colored rock. The same green that was given to the same kind of green rock that was given to Voren. This one was an anonymous gift. You can presume who it was from, but it's still a little bit worrying. All the same, but you've gone from the elderly to the young, people appreciating your work, and a lot of people very worried about the serial killer, but confident that you can do something about it. So, with all that said, what's your morning like?
Yeah, so Ix isn't he's not the people person of the party here. And so if people were to come with him with concerns of the serial killer, he would just respond, be like, you should be concerned that there's someone killing people.
That's why they love you. You tell them the truth. It's just like, have no panic. What is someone out there? X going up. Oh yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, someone's out there killing people. You should be concerned. We're dealing with it, but be
Yeah.
careful out there.
But I guess on the plus side, he would just let him know and be like, yeah, the probability of it being you or affecting your immediate family is so low. And so he might, but yeah, so a lot of these interactions probably leave people maybe a little bewildered in some of his responses as he kind of goes about his job. And he tries to go and he probably inspects a lot of the systems around town, maybe a lot of the security, maybe trying to make sure that any like cameras or anything like that from a security standpoint is operational, and checking any of the munitions they get. And so he's just kind of going about his daily task, and kind of interacting with people as he kind of goes.
Heck yeah. Shall there be anything more?
No, and so he probably would focus mostly on any of the munitions that they got from the Western colony, the Dubots that, especially the flying machines or any of that we got in his spare time or his free time.
All right then. They didn't offer you any of those that they had. They mostly offered you anti-air munitions.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry, yeah. So
Yeah.
he'd be, yep.
Keeping an eye on those. And so far, none of them are things that would sabotage you or have been set to blow up. And speaking of things that blow up, Cam!
I'm boiling up.
No, but you're dealing with people who
Hell of a character arc.
Cam, you've kind of been set up with the other Mantharu, and just looking after them, keeping up with them, most likely because you're also a Mantharu, and it's been kind of a vibe. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of them kind of hold a similar thing that you do, Cam, of they don't know what the fuck to do. They've been given free will. They're figuring out their purpose. So it's basically a large group of people, much like you, talking like you, trying to figure their things out, and also having some horrifying stories that they've witnessed, like you.
I think, obviously Cam would be very interested in this mysterious serial killer going around. So maybe spending some time with these Mentharu, trying to maybe get some help from some of the engineers in the group to augment them, or just download some of the information he has about how to be a proper surveillance drone, because that's his purpose of construction and primary directive, with the intent of having a bunch of Mentharu capable of observing and maybe catching the serial killer where they might be. And Cam would certainly be taking his shift in patrolling the streets and just like recording who's going where and presenting that information, and probably like giving the rest of the party way more information than is actually useful about like, so this person went here on this day and then went here, and just have like their whole day timeline with like video recordings tracing everything, and then for like just a dozen different like random people. And
I'm sorry, that's a little bit horrifying to me. All right, I'm giving the rest of them the ability to spy on people, and we're all watching the citizens of the town, Big Brother style. Extra info included. I love that. So you are doing that, doing the rounds, and you are picking up on some things. And with that, I'll even give you like you are definitely notice some of the people from some of the other colonies are beginning to convene more towards the Miners Guild building, which is that mansion I mentioned earlier. They're going to it again and again. And there seemed to be like a weekly party being held. You're not sure what goes on inside, but it's something. A detail to report. And finally, Vorin. Vorin, very briefly, I want you to describe how your day has been and what your work has looked like before you get that call at your desk.
Well, so as soon as the reports came in about there's a strangler about, it's like, nah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Oh God. He has been like eager to try to find some way to prove that no, it wasn't me. It's just a hell of a coinky dink. And like, all right, forensics. Was it flesh or metal that crushed these necks? You know, that sort of thing.
It's hard to tell.
He's not a scientist. He's like, is that a finger or a claw? He doesn't know.
I actually give you with the forensics immediately. It's always been as though one big hand has gripped the throat and squeezed. Likely with some kind of glove on because there's never any fingerprints. And squeezed until, death of asphyxiation.
Yeah. All right. And he's trying to find a pattern. Very, strings on a cork board. Going to different, it's like, think of any of the shots in The Wire where they have the breakdown of the criminal activity. trying to track it, when's the next one going to happen? Is there a pattern? Is it building to something?
And that's when you get that call on your desk.
Yeah.
That electronic ringing.
I also wanted to channel that energy from It's Always Sunny, that Pepe Silva episode.
Pepe Silva.
What does it mean?
Like there's no Pepe Silva.
There's yeah. So and then like losing his mind because he doesn't want to be he doesn't want to admit to himself that he accidentally kind of sort of set in motion events that maybe kind of sort of killed a bunch of people. Maybe kind of sort of. And then the phone rings.
You pick up the phone. That ringing at your desk.
Bill pick up the phone because why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
he? Hear a familiar electronic voice. Hello. Hello, Voren.
Hi. How's it going? Who's this?
This is Dust.
Hey, Dust. How you been? What are you up to? What have you been up to?
I have traveled to this place in order to do the good you have told me to do.
I did not. What good are we talking about?
I have been tracking this serial killer. I believe I understand him.
You don't say. Do you have any idea who it might be?
I had a hunch, but the hunch is currently unable to give his side of the story. He has been strangled to death. He is currently at my feet.
So, what?
I am calling to report a murder.
Okay.
It is of the guild chairman at his own house. There were currently 3 other people at this house. No other person could have came in. I made sure of that. So far, no one is leaving. I am not the only one to observe his body.
Did you strangle the guild leader?
There's an uncomfortable pause, followed by no. I wanted to, but I did not get the opportunity. I believed he was the serial killer. However, this... And you hear the craning of his head as if he's looking down, changes things.
Yeah.
There's a biometric scanner at the door. I will disable it when you come to greet the suspects.
Okay. I will round up everybody else, and I guess we will make our way there.
And thank you again for telling me to do what is right and to follow my heart.
Yeah. Where has that led you, by the way? Just tracking down that serial killer? Nothing else? No other.
I considered strangling a man one night, but when I broke into his house, he was already strangled. I was breaking in to tell him that I was going to choose not to strangle him, but to instead clean up his house.
It's a pity you didn't get to have that conversation.
I also found I'm a great lockpick artist and great at escaping. A man hit me over the head with a broom once and tied me up. I was able to escape my binds.
All right. Well, that is fascinating, Dust. Um,
I have been to your house. It is quite lovely. I made your bed.
I thought that was weird. I never make my bed. So Vorin is just like looking, like staring downward, and like head in his hands. Like, I don't even want to go to this stupid guild leader's house. I don't even want to deal with this. I don't even want to be here.
We're already going to go there tonight to meet with him.
Yeah, and then well, I don't even want to be here anymore. Just don't even want to. Oh boy. Why don't you sit tight? We're gonna be there soon. Do your best not to touch anything. Preserve the scene, please.
As you say that, and there's a long silence, you realize he had already hung up.
Yeah. All right.
There's a
Well,
ring at your desk.
it rings again.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Do I just press the button? Or, he presses the button to try to pick up.
Hello. It is death again. I lost the body.
You what?
I lost the body.
How?
I walked out of the room when I called you. Well, not directly after. It was 2 minutes into our conversation. When I came back in, the body was gone. There were only 3 other life signatures within this house. One of them must have hit it.
Then I guess we're going on a morbid scavenger hunt. All right, Dust, you sit tight, buddy, and we
I am
will...
sitting down.
There you go. Just, this is,
You
got
hear
it.
a gunshot ring out. I have been hit.
All right.
Left out.
Okay, can you identify who's hit you, please, really quick before I hang up and just get over there as fast as
An
possible?
Arcman with military, and then there's a clear dunk, followed by a silence, and then someone else picks up the transponder that was being used, and you hear that our Quinn's father pick up as he goes, "Well, I don't know who you work for, and why you sent this Dubot to this fine establishment to do what he did. But I will find you. And I know this number. Which one of you chucklenuts did this Dubot call?"
What? See you soon. What? Okay.
One, I will have your keys to your hand if you are not here in the next 15 minutes. And I imagine you hang up the phone after that.
Yeah, guys and Cam.
Lauren stalks in and he goes, "Any updates?"
Funny thing. Yeah. yeah, we should. Good news is we can cancel the interview with the guild leader later today.
Did he finally agree to provide more information for us?
No, well, we can cancel the interview because he's dead. So we just have to go over there now. And I got a phone call from Dust, who totally didn't do it. What, I don't know. How did the bot get my number? Called me, said he was gonna go in there and do it himself, but he was already dead. Now and then, Mr. Big Bucks, the one with the delinquent kid, is apparently there now. So I think we're gonna get Cam, It, and Ix, and what's that? What does Ix call that giant robot of his?
Amp.
Amp. That was more of an alarm thing. I was like Warren genuinely doesn't know.
Lauren is like, you hear like, he's like just grinding his teeth and he goes, "It's the Dubot you told to follow his dreams.
Yes.
Broke into the guild leader's house
Yes.
to murder him, but he totally didn't murder him."
How was I supposed to know that a platitude like "follow your dreams" would make?
Did he wake you up by saying he wanted to strangle you?
I regressed into like positive hollow programming, the kind of crap you'd see after lessons in school. I panicked, and whatever. I think the robot. I think Dust is dead. Whatever. Okay, we got to go see.
Well, at least that closes one window. And fortunately for you, Warren, I did look through the protocols pretty extensively.
Of course.
Giving somebody a platitude to follow their dreams, even if their dreams are being a serial killer, apparently isn't illegal. So you're only culpable in a moral sense, not a legal sense, if that makes you feel better.
I mean, no, I don't. Why should I feel bad? Right? It's his dream. Never mind. Let's have this conversation another time. All right, I'm gonna get my things. By my things, I mean my guns. I don't know how this is gonna go. Maybe we're killing on our Quint. I don't care. I'm so done with this whole month. Jeez. And he's just stressed out. He just radiates like what am I even doing here? Stress. And Ix, Cam, we got to go get a corpse or two, maybe.
Just hear Ix go, did Dust kill someone else?
God damn it!
Yeah, but it sounds like he got killed too. So, I mean, two birds.
Very unfortunate. Amps was very fond of Dusk. I think he shared contact information.
You what?
Yes, he says Amp is a big fan of Dusk. Yes, and the strangling thing.
That's a bit concerning.
Not for me.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of holodramas about creations killing their creator.
Yes.
But you had his contact info the whole time? Like you just could have...
No,
Yeah.
Amp had his contact info.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. That makes it totally inaccessible. My mistake.
I'm just remembering Cam has full access to like the equivalent of like Dust's social media.
Correct.
Yeah, just been like, Amp has been following him on his Dubot feed.
Yeah.
Real solid police work there, Vorn.
Cam, you
I don't know how
actually
to
get an update from Dust saying, "How do you reattach an arm?" And a picture of his arm blown off of his body on the floor.
I'm just imagining just like ominous like things of like people's houses, and it's like, oh, gripping and ripping, follow your dreams.
So at this point, Cam comes in, not having been updated on anything that goes on, and says, "Ix, Dust requires your assistance," and projects an image of Dust with his arm ripped off, trying to reattach it.
Oh, good. He did make it. We should go help him.
We should go investigate the situation.
Whatever is the equivalent of cigarettes in this universe.
It has been confirmed cigars are a part of it.
Cigars.
Please, welcome.
Yeah, no, but cigars are a bit of a commitment. Like you gotta cigars are like, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna do this for a while. No, I need the recklessness, the gun. So as soon as they step whatever inside, he doesn't care about the rules. He's lighting up. I can't believe this shit. Working on this entire town for weeks, and I had to. Are you kidding me? Just to himself.
The Arquin that's been looking over you guys, he comes over the transfer and he goes, "Hey, you can't smoke in here."
Yeah, it's against Rule 637B.
He reaches out and actually takes it from your lip, puts it out, and puts it in the garbage can, like right in front of you. Good luck on your mission.
Yeah, thanks. And he will pull one out and light up and just and keep going.
I'm writing you up for that. So
Yep. All right, buddy. Don't misspell my name while you're at it. Let's go deal with this.
Cam posts a recording of that whole interaction on the social media to see how many likes he gets.
Oh no! Cam's development! He's gone down the dark path! He's an influencer now.
Damn. Cam, BBEG confirmed, baby.
But you are able to get there within the next 10 minutes. It's not that hard. You
Smokes 3 cigarettes on the way there. He's been a rough month.
Indeed, he has. You get there, and first thing you notice about the place, it's locked down hard. Windows shut, with metal plates over them. Doors locked down. The place is basically like Fort Knox. And the moment you get there, you're thinking like you might have to ram down this door, but then it just opens, and you see Dust there as he goes. The situation has been attended to. He's holding his own hand.
Dust, drop the hand on your knees.
I have a solid alibi.
You don't
tell
even,
us from your knees.
You don't even know why he's asking you to get on your knees.
There is an uncomfortable silence. And he turns his head to the side and just goes, "Am I allowed to move now?" And turns back to you. I got no response.
Alarin, he's got one arm. How do we cuff him?
For Christ's sake. And you see that Arquin, I forget his name. I believe it was William, the father. And he shoves Dust out of the way and just goes, "Get inside. Hurry up." And you see he has a full-on service rifle on, like, that he's holding, like some heavy-duty equipment, better than the stuff you have. And he just gestures for you guys to get inside.
So as we're going, Ix is gonna walk next to Dusk and just start looking him over to start prepping kind of repairs.
Dust seems pretty thankful, and you see 2 more people inside, other from Dust and William. You see a more elderly human, kind of dressed in these elegant robes. He clearly comes from wealth in some ways, but still looks as though he's worked hard for it. Like, this is a man who's put his feet in the dirt, calloused his hands, and has gotten through a tough life. And then you see a Mangazi, that's it. This a female Mangazi who basically has all these markings and jewelry embedded into a shell, as well as these kind of like almost like drapes flowing off of it as well. Clearly of also high wealth. Doesn't quite look like a diplomat, but at the same time still has that air about her, and they both look quite concerned. And you go to Dust. Dust gives you the arm. He finally goes onto his knees and complies. And William goes over to you, Alarn, and you see him empty out his chamber, basically take out all the bullets from it, including the one that was in there. Takes the gun, like half dismantles it, then hands it to you, and proceeds to give you the situation, as if like he's militarily trained, which is basically the best he's ever treated you in your entire service of this colony. And he basically goes over that about 1 hour ago, they were invited to this mansion to discuss matters of politics, given the attacks at the mines and the current investments being done by several parties. One is the corporate authority, which William represents. The other is a more personal wealth that this man, the elderly man known as Uric, has at his disposal, and the funds of the female Mangazi known as Gurden has at her disposal. They've all been helping to fund the miners' initiative here, getting all this stuff out of the ground. But they've been talking about. And there's been some pushback here and there, and funds were looking to be withdrawn. A lot of heated words were given, some threats that have been passed around for a while, but eventually they all separated. William confirms his location in the downstairs bar, mixing himself a drink. Uric says he was in the bathroom. Well, doing his business. And Gudrun, Guer apostrophe Duun. I don't know why I made it so hard for me. Gudrun. She also has an alibi of merely going to the couch and trying to take a nap, trying to just relax, close her eyes and rest before they all heard what sounded like a scuffle from the upstairs room. When Gudrun was the first to go in there and see his dead body, followed by William. Uric never saw it, but when William went back to go see it, he saw the Dubot open fire, incapacitated him. There was a talk that went off, and an understanding had afterwards. And after that, you're completely caught up. And he basically goes. William goes, "Now, I'm not going to tell you quite how to do your job there. However, I have far more important meetings at the present time in an hour. I know Yerk has the same meeting, and Gudrun, she has her own business as well within an hour and a half. I'm willing to stay and cooperate for that amount of time, but if you do not have any evidence to present in that time as of who've done it, I will take my leave. Now, you can try and hold me, but if my compatriots that I'm trying to have a meeting with do not see me there, they will rain hellfire upon you. Hellfire not in the way of a threatening matter, but in terms of legal bureaucracy and quite a bit of fines." He cracks his knuckles and goes, "I hope you do not mind my use of force in apprehension of this miscreant who was talking about after he was strangling people, Voron telling him to, and he puts quotation marks to this, follow his dreams, as well as some type of vigilantism he's been trying to do. Now, I will say, I did get a report of you bringing in my son for disturbing the peace when he was simply trying to go out and ride his vehicle. We'll deal with that later.
Your use of force was appropriate here. We'll deal with your delinquent son another time. For now, Warren, you said there was a body.
The body is gone missing. Now, I thought the Dubot took care of it, but in my apprehension of the Dubot, these two did not think to stay together, as you'd guess, and have an alibi. Instead, they ran around like chickens with their head cuts off, and no one can really has a way to account for each other. And as it turns out, the cameras in here are decorative. There is no actual security system that feeds information through there. Instead, he simply has a way to lock down his house. So we've been stuck here.
Cam is visibly disappointed in the lack of a camera system.
One question I did have, because we've dealt with William quite a bit due to his son, James.
Yep.
Is he usually armed? You said he's like impressive military gear right now, like better than our stuff. Is he usually like that well armed?
You know, he does have a permit for a concealed carry of a caliber of firearm that does not quite match up to this scale. But usually he's got that. He's always kind of groomed himself to be more of a military personnel. He's always kind of struck you as the kind of person who's been in some kind of forces before, just by his manner of speaking and the permits that he carries and his understanding of the more military bureaucracy they has to get through in order to get them. On his estate, he actually has mounted turrets. He can man if need be. So him carrying this isn't too crazy, but you still weren't expecting this, because when you look at this could put you down. This could possibly put the vehicle you came into here down. It's high caliber.
And he handed it over to me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Lauren's kind of like spinning it around. He goes, "This is a Butte. It looks well maintained. Usually carry something a little smaller with you. This is a nice one. What made you bring it with you today?"
He merely goes quiet for a moment. He looks to the other people in the room and goes, "If you want me to talk about my personal business, I recommend setting up one of these rooms here as an interrogation room and simply interviewing me. I am not going to spread my secrets around while there are witnesses about. I will be cooperative, but I will not give away my trade secrets."
Lauren takes like a deep sigh and goes, "Fine." But he looks to the rest of the party and goes, how do we want to handle this? Probably should have someone look for the body before it gets too far away.
You don't want to hear how I want to handle this.
I will scout the mansion and report back any clues that I find, as well as information on the body. And Cam will start floating through the halls, trying to see if he spots.
Actually, this is where we're going to get into my special investigation rules. They're very simple, and to go over them, you have a set time limit, 1 hour. And during that time, there are certain actions you can take that will take 5 minutes to do. Each interview will take 5 minutes. With basically, if you choose to interview a person, that's 5 minutes. Interview another person, that's another 5 minutes. And if you go back to the original person, that's another 5 minutes. Searching a particular room is another 5 minutes. Talking about the clues together does not eat up any time whatsoever.
What's the how many rooms are in this home?
I'm glad you asked. There is the bedroom, the dining room, the kitchen. By the way, the dining room is the one with the bar in it.
Hold on.
Uh,
Open up paint.
the great hall, and finally, the meeting room.
Where are we now?
You are currently within the great hall.
All right, so there's 5
Which
bedroom,
room did
dining
the
room,
murder
kitchen,
take
great
place?
hall, meeting room.
Oh, you know the murder took place in the bedroom.
So there's a singular bedroom.
Singular bedroom, yes.
All right.
And of course, that's not all the house, the rooms in this quote unquote mansion, but it's all the relevant rooms. I won't waste your time with ones that do not truly have anything to them.
All right. So we got bedroom. We got grand hall. We got what else?
Bedroom, great hall, dining room, kitchen, and the
Meeting room.
meeting room.
All right.
Lauren will kind of like wait for the crew to kind of like step away from the Dubots and other associates here, and he'll go, "How do we want to play this?"
We need to maximize spending our time on objectives that will provide information that we can then use to augment further attempts at acquiring information. Perhaps searching the place first for anything useful, and then we can conduct interviews that might in which we can bring up any details we find throughout the manor. I am capable both at searching and interviewing. Is there anyone who would prefer to only focus on one of those tasks?
What when it comes to looking for clues, what stat would be relevant in that?
So, if the clue is obviously there, like a big old blood stain or something like that, luckily that's not the case here, I'll just give it to you. But if you want to further search for that, that won't take extra time. That'll simply be a role that you feel is most fitting. Oftentimes, that's going to be a perception check of some kind. But if you feel as though, say, technology, in order to look through like some technical logs, or say occultism, if you suspect there is some kind of like evil doings about.
A demon did it.
Yeah,
There
of
we
course,
go.
there's not quite any of that in this particular setting, but along those lines. And if you want to be like, okay, I want to use athletics for this, you'll have to sell me on that. But I've had someone do it before. Chucking a bookcase out of the way to look for something like a safe or whatnot, a hidden passage.
All right.
So is Dusk still here?
Yeah, like all 4 of them are still here. And to go over the people you can interview, there is William D. R. Quinn, there is Yurik, the elderly human, there is Gordon, the man Ghazi, woman. Wait,
You want to just call her Goodwin and call it a day? Because I feel like you're struggling.
yeah, let's call her
Goodwin.
Goodwin, you said?
I said good. It's like it's in the spirit of what you said. Goodwin.
Thank you, Goodwin, the Mengazi female, and then finally Dust, the strangling robot.
All right. Do you guys have like stuff in mind yet, or?
So I think the first thing that Ix would probably ask is if Dusk has recording equipment, and so specifically, does he have a recording of? And if this is an interview, that's okay. We take up the time, but does he have a recording of the body?
If you go to interview him and ask him that, without any skill check, he'd be willing to provide. Will you interview Dust?
Okay. Before we do that, based on what was suggested by our friendly overarmed our Quinn, we probably should start separating people so they don't start if they haven't already, because maybe all three are involved, maybe none are involved, but we don't want to give them a chance to build that story, so to speak. So either separate them or keep them from communicating with one another secretly.
We could leave Zayden and Apps. Keep an eye on record anything they say.
And I would also, if we're gonna hold them somewhere, we should probably search that room first. Everybody agree? Disagree?
Makes sense.
All right. I definitely I wouldn't want to put him in the bedroom because. Does the dining room make sense?
The dining room, which is this nice, it's like a really nice room with a nice stone table, stone chairs. Again, Dwarf had this. A bar in there too. Again, Dwarf had this, as well as like this chandelier with little specks of jewels hanging from the ceiling as if stars.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I got a lot of different things, and not to mention that hour is that essentially boils down to, if it's 5 minutes for every task.
12.
Yeah. 12 things to do, but is that 12 times 4 or just
No.
12? Okay.
It's 12. It's a party. Basically, the party is all together, or you have like people looking out or whatnot, keeping an eye on the suspects.
Wanted to make that distinction. Okay, just
Absolutely.
okay.
It sounds like the party is for searching a room first, in order to keep the people they're not interviewing.
I think that makes sense.
So, which room shall it be of the 5?
Do you want to just search the Great Hall just to make sure we've already in there, but search around, see if there's anything that we're missing, and just keep them here?
Yeah, and I guess we can conduct interviews in the meeting room. That sounds like what it's there for. All right, so let's take a gander in the Great Hall.
Within the Great Hall, you're able to find immediately a lot of notices of late bills, and a lot of letters of people being very upset of their loved ones dying, and a lot of things of like threats of unionizing, and or people starting their own companies entirely. It's not hard to find just from that alone. If someone wants to give a skill check though, to look and try and find like a little bit extra, you may. But the basic what you find from this is this guy was in a lot of hot water from a lot of people, owing a lot of money, which of course the suspects, each one of them, save for Dusk, comes from money. So putting two and two together there isn't all that hard.
Well, so
Is there any like electronic devices here that you might find some type of ledgers or that kind of evidence on?
Absolutely. Give me a tech check.
All right. Wrong button. There we go.
Ooh.
There's a
So
way
with that right there, I'm going to give you 2 pieces instead of 1. First of all, on the ledger, you find Zero, a lot of it being handled and passed around by the mining guild. Obviously, that's going to be part of it because, that's what they're mining for, old tech and Zero. But you also see a lot of purchases of Zero, and more than just what they need for their equipment. Not quite what you'd expect if he was pumping to the MKZs, but it still seems like as though this guy might have been skimming off the top a little bit. And given how much, maybe he wasn't alone in that. Furthermore, you see just a simple, kind of like a little bit of a love letter to registered out to a initial G, promising good times. Some of the letters being a bit more, we'll call it less than PG, and some of the good times being eerily similar to how one would describe a high on stroll.
So Ix would kind of talk about this. He'd say yes, and then as he's kind of doing, he's kind of looking at Alarin to make sure he's giving a little bit of side eye as he's talking about it, because he is. They have looks like he might have been skimming some Zro. I don't think that all of it was accounted for from the mines.
Figures. Owes money, trying to escape the world. Love letter, though. Gee, could that be Goodwin? Could be something we could press her on. And actually, what species was the mining guy?
He was a dwarf.
Dwarf. Okay. Still worth pressing G on. See if Goodwin, if she had a love letter or love interest, he's getting high on Zero, owes money. She may be the one that needs to know more. Could be the one to put him out of his misery.
How would that even?
With that right there, the idea of a man Galaxy strangling someone, it could fit the mold. A single hand with no prints, perhaps using their gravitonic abilities, the magnetic power.
True.
Do you go interview Goodwin?
I say not yet. I say we try to at least check out the murder room.
100%.
Maybe try to find the body.
So with that, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we get there, Cam will very methodically scan over all the different parts of the room to see if anything catches his attention that might be worth reporting to the others.
Of course. As you go in there, the first thing you are able to pick out is it looks like there was very much a struggle in here, as if some fight took place. The sheets are over on one side of the room. There's looks like as though there are claw marks on the side of a wall. It looks as though a tornado passed through here. It is wrecked. But you are able to see there are some personal funds and effects that are still there. Nothing has been really taken, maybe broken a little bit, but other from that, it's most of the things you'd expect to be here is here.
Lauren would check out the claw marks. Is there anything he could get a pick up with that?
I'll give you immediately, it looks as though it is dwarven nails that have made those.
Do they look recent, or do they look like they've been there, or am I able to tell?
That is where I'll need a check of some sort.
If possible, I'd like to use perception, or if not, crafting, just to kind of see how long, to see if that damage has been more recent, or if it's something that's been kind of sitting there for dust to accumulate upon.
Absolutely. Give me a crafting or perception check of your choice.
Oof.
Do you want to roll that?
Yeah, I'll burn my own point. Let's see.
Hey, much better. I was a little afraid you were about to channel pandemonium there. So with that, you're able to tell these marks, they've been in the wall for a little while. And as wrecked as this room is, it does seem rather recent, some of it, but others not so much. You check the bed. The bed looks as though it's been broken several times over and repaired, and right now it's kind of in that broken state.
Lauren call out. Claw marks, bed. Probably was tweaking on Zro and let loose. These are old, not part of the murder. Do we because you're strangled. Is there any like probably not blood. Is there any blood, saliva, or any markings to kind of indicate where he was strangled at?
Nope, not one. You actually see there's not even an imprint of where he was on the bed or on the floor. It looks as though like he's just gone. There's no blood. There's no nothing. There isn't even like a mark where the body would kind of, decompress, perhaps relieve its bowels on the floor once it's dead. Nothing.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic, which maybe Zro might fall under that kind of thing, to see if I can sense anything unusual or having some kind of potency more than just technology or the
What
things
else?
that we can see.
So the first thing you can tell is that there's definitely some influxes in this room, as though like some kind of gravity disturbance has been held here more than a couple times. Furthermore, you find that under the bed is a safe, and once you are able to open it up, there is not just row there, but a cavalcade of drugs. Like, there's some stuff here that would get you fucked up for weeks. From pure adrenaline to the equivalent of morphine, it's a lot. You can definitely tell most of them, though. The majority of them are more so accelerants, things to keep you awake rather than put you down for a little while. And with that, I will tell you.
We should probably grab that for evidence.
You've cleared out all the evidence in the bedroom.
Evidence is what I call my nightstand. No. All right.
Or just put that in the backpack. I'll get it there.
Broken bed, gravitonic disturbances, and the oil of a lot of drugs. What's next on the menu? Okay, so a total of 10 minutes have passed.
I've got a weird theory that I'm not going to share just yet. But I'm looking for some sort of a secret door. And so the body was in the bedroom.
Yep.
The Arquin, by his own testimony, short as it was, saw the body in the bedroom.
Yep, he saw the body in the bedroom. Dust confirms that, saw the body in the bedroom. But both of them left the bedroom and they met each other when the Arquin was going back there and Dust was going back there. And they met in the bedroom. There was no body, and the Arquin laid into dust.
So, based on the location, okay. So, from where they are in the house, where that conversation over the communicator was had, can they see the bedroom door?
And did William see the? I thought it was just Goodwin that saw the dead body.
It was Goodwin and William saw the dead body. You're kidding? And when you go to look, I'm giving you a hero point for this. No, you would. When you go to turn to see the bedroom door, it would be like slightly obscured by a bookshelf.
All right. So I'm trying to visualize. So there's the bedroom. There's where is the okay? Could
The bedroom immediately leads out to the Great Hall, which the next thing you could go into if either of them is the meeting room and the dining room. From the dining room that leads into the kitchen.
so the other room that could possibly be obscured by the bookshelf or whatever. You have the bedroom, and what's the other room?
The Great Hall.
All right, I would want to search around the Great Hall.
For what exactly?
Honestly, anything that that would catch my eye in the sense of, because again, walking in there, no perception check. It just looks like a big hall. There's a lot of stuff in there. Cool.
Yeah.
We
You
did
all
search the
have-
Great Hall to
Yeah,
start with.
yeah. You've already searched the Great Hall once, and without something more specific that you're looking for.
I'm
I
looking
would-
for some sort of like a hidden entry or exit, some sort of a hidden something. This is my 5 minutes that I'll waste. I'm sorry, guys, but
Oh,
I've
no
got
worries.
All right. Give me what kind of check are you going to do for this?
either. I mean, it's the same number, but I'm thinking stealth or thievery would be relevant in this.
Hit me up with thievery.
Okay, and
Roll that thievery. Do you want to burn one of those hero points?
Let's do it. How?
While I was rolling, one thing I wanted to ask, I'm not sure if this would be a roll or not. I know we saw the gravitic fluctuations in the room that Cam found. Is that just something that, like, could that be imitated by, like, MKZs, or would that be just something the Mengazi can do?
That could be imitated by MKCs or the Mengazi. But with that natural 20, motherfucker, you're able to find in the floor, much like the bedroom, and depending if you ever find them, other rooms perchance, there is not a safe, but a large, almost like hatch kind of beneath the carpet that if you were strong enough you could pull up, but it definitely seems as though there's a code to crack or some kind of biometric scan to get that open, but the fact that it's there is something, and it looks as though it's possible to get in there.
Hey guys,
But
found the sex dungeon. No, uh,
We could find the body.
yeah,
We can get past that biometric scan, maybe.
or maybe there is no body. Maybe the body's in there, and the body's moving. There's my crazy theory. He was never really dead.
I will give that Dust has been confirmed to be able to break the biometric scanner before. And if you so wish, you can use another 5 minutes to have Dust break the scanner and get you guys inside.
That's right. He did mention that over the phone. You're
He
absolutely
did.
right.
How big is it? Is the safe big enough to fit a body?
From kind of how big it is, it could fit an entire room.
Oh, an entire room. Okay.
An
all right.
entire room.
Hey, first off, do you guys want to get Dust involved and go down this rabbit hole, if you'll pardon the pun?
Yeah.
All right. Dust, I hope you're still good at that bio cracking with that one arm of yours. Wait, did that
You'd
get
be able to-
remedied?
Yeah, no, I'd say you guys, did X fix Dust's arm?
Yeah, if I had time, I would have.
So you see Dust with a little bit of slapdance, kind of like repairs. He comes over to there, looks at the biometric scanner, and first you think he's going to do this big hack. He's staring at it for a while. Then he just rears his fist up, cracks his knuckles, and punches it as hard as he can. And you hear ding, ding, ding. lights. The head of the fucking Miners Guild, looking up with the fear of God. And he looks like his eyes slowly swivel from each one of you. And he tries to like ragdoll immediately, like play dead, and like fall backwards. He falls out of his chair, hits his head, and you hear a gruff, "Oh, damn it!" as he like tries to rub that, and he just looks as though he looks as though now he's pale enough to be dead. And at Kimball, God damn you! I had mystery, I had intrigue, I had red herrings. Yurik was going to be a funny man. I got Goodwin with a lot of the funny bits and joke. I had it set up to like, oh, did she do? Did she not do? This is all a bit, by the way. I am genuinely proud of you for calling me out on my shit immediately, and
I'm sorry and thank you.
I was talking to my dad earlier today of like, oh yeah, I'm super excited for it. It's gonna be a murder mystery, but the guy's actually alive, and they're gonna have to figure that out. They got this. Oh my goodness! And like,
Well, did anyone else see this? Did anyone else in this like area see this?
I mean, Cam just uploaded it to the social media network, so.
You guys said you were going to keep the suspects in the place you first cleared out. And the first place was the main hall. So everyone's looking down at this display from the head of the Miners Guild. William's shaking his head like, you dumb bastard.
All right.
You see Goodwin just like visibly facepalm, and Yurik, like the gears in his head are still turning, like as he just points to him and goes, "Did someone commit necromancy? I thought he was dead."
Yeah, right. Oh God, I'm just imagining like the hashtag seen a ghost. It's like whatever would be on the social media. Oh man.
Do the reactions look legitimate? Do they look legitimately surprised?
I'm going to give it to you because otherwise it'd just be a skill check. But yeah, no, they do look surprised. They look as though like, dude, you fucking idiot. Looking at this dwarf down there, he was eating a lunch. Just as though like, yeah, this one will blow over.
Just go downstairs to my secret sandwich room, wait a half hour, and
You see Dust point at him and just say aloud, I called it. Acknowledge. I called it. He is the Strangler. And he throws his hands up in the air like, oh wait, hold on. What about strangling people?
yeah.
He is the Strangler. I know it. All reported crimes have been tied with the Miners Guild. It is him venting his frustration and setting up for this moment to fake his death. I called it. Acknowledge.
I acknowledge. Ooh, boy.
You see Dust start to descend down the stairs with it like cracking his knuckles like he's about to strangle the man for real.
Easy. No. Dust.
No. Understood.
Yeah.
Acknowledged.
Let's.
Ix would kind of just say, Dusk, what evidence have you collected?
I have a hunch.
Yes. Warren had a hunch, and I guess it worked out, but do you have actual evidence?
One moment, and you see him like go back down to the dwarf, and he's trying to like scuttle away from Dust, and Dust just grabs the dwarf by his hands and raises his up. His hand is large enough to strangle a man with one hand. In addition, if you see, the calluses around his fingers are so thick that there is no longer a fingerprint.
I mean, he can just wear gloves. But yeah.
That is also a possibility for the Strangler. Acknowledged. And you see Dust kind of look down a little bit. uh, and look back to the dwarf. Look back to you, Warren, as if pleading with you to trust him.
Okay. Well. All right. Can we just Dust? Make sure he doesn't go anywhere. Everybody else, just
You're leaving the strangling robot with the thing that he has a hunch is the strangler.
I mean, if he kills him, then oh no, he made him not a liar. You know.
Lauren, you see William come back up to you, and he gestures out for his service rifle and just says, "I will make sure that Dumont does no harm. And I'll also make sure that this rat bastard here will not try and make a hasty getaway."
Yeah. We
Zayden and Epps seem a little bit more equipped to handle this, but we appreciate your help.
Yeah.
Excuse my trepidation for leaving your bots to look after this other bot.
Yeah, you know what, Dust? Why don't you come up here? Not so dead guy. Please join the rest of us up here in the land of the actual living. And
I don't know what you mean. I mean, like, I'm dead. You know, and he kind of makes this like pose like he's dead, and you see Dust turn to him, and like he raises his hands like he has a pair of cuffs. He doesn't, and he just goes, "Dead to rights."
all right.
And he pulls out a pair of sunglasses and tries to put them against his face. And you hear them crack and break because he doesn't. His face, first of all, is too wide to put them on, and they just bend and crack and shatter as he just takes his hand away and they fall to the ground.
And like
he nods his head to some music you can't hear
somewhere in the distance. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So can you drag the warm breathing corpse up those steps, Dust?
Certainly. He grabs the dwarf by the throat and starts hauling him. And the dwarf like grabs at his throat and starts to like panic for a second, and Dust just goes, "Do not worry. I am not applying enough pressure to end your life yet."
Yeah, you just. Do you hear yourself when you talk? Go ahead and just release him in one of those chairs there. You guys brought cuffs, right?
Complied.
I didn't.
As you see Dust like full on rear his whole body back for a moment to throw this dwarf as hard as he can into the chair. The dwarf plows into the chair. The chair like goes back, drags across the ground, and bumps into the wall. And he's just sitting there, like dunked into this chair, holding onto it, and just goes, "You know what? I might be willing to comply." Comply.
Yeah.
I just said, "Yep, comply."
That'll probably be best for you.
Yeah. Or else, oh no, there was a body at the place where a body was reported. Imagine that.
You can't threaten me. And you see Goodwin come out and just say, "Oh, darling, if they don't have you in prison for life, I'll make sure the corporate authority will come here themselves and drag you to the deepest pits known to man."
All right.
Ooh, that was from G herself.
Yeah, goddamn. G don't play. Good win. All right. So all the victims that were involved were mining employees, right?
You can't prove that.
Huh?
You can't. What do you have to prove that?
Like the fact that they're dead and they were affiliated with the mine.
One thing I want to cross-reference, because we did figure they're affiliated with the mine, but we did find like some notices about people that were trying to start their own mining companies and unionize. Can we cross-reference any of those people or the dead people?
Oh, absolutely. And when you do that, you do find a further through line. Some of those names start to match up. Some of those letters, they're old.
All right, because here's my line of thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm thinking with all the havoc going on with the mines and, maybe having to pay out for the death of, like, miners that are dying. Oh, no, I have to pay out, and I don't know how insurance works in this galaxy, but severance packages for the, family of the deceased.
You did have one miner tell you, like, no, they don't get any of that.
They don't get any
They
of
don't
that.
even get dental.
All right. Well, it sounds like he was in a lot of debt, and maybe the easiest way for him to get out of it was just to be dead. Dead.
He also doesn't seem competent enough to be the strangler, but he could just be panicking.
I mean, maybe union's a 4-letter word to these guys. I don't know. Oh, hold on. Let me see what happened. Union. And then see how he reacts.
You see, William he takes the rage bait. He's not offended by the words. He's offended that you think he'd be offended. Puts a hand on his chest and it's just like, "What? Ah, never."
All right. Well, maybe it's a sore subject. I'm gonna stop that. Stop that train of thought.
Perhaps in some of the rooms we haven't searched, there might be more conclusive evidence, if that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we've established that I'm alive. Don't you need something like a warrant or a notice for me to search my
You faked your own death. There was an emergency call, and we were invited into your home.
Not
Olivia, I mean,
And you see Goodwin hold up a claw and just go, "Well, as a matter of fact, you don't quite own this domicile yourself. That deed does fall into my name, along with much of the funding that you've been misusing, from what I understand. And the corporate authority does not quite take to their funds being used for whatever you've been doing."
Yeah, not to mention we got you on possession of a bunch of drugs. Hold on, let me use any and I don't know if you guys have ever seen Super Troopers. Like looking inside the pocket to epinephrine? Epinephrine?
So that's, oh, darling, so that's why you couldn't quite handle things as they were during that alone time.
How the
Insult to injury.
And you see the mining guild head, which I should have said his name a long time ago. It's Winston.
Winston. Okay. I was trying to figure out. I couldn't remember if I forgot or if I just.
No. Winston just looks as though his heart's been torn in half, and he just goes,
but surely love triumphs throughout the day. I was going to contact you after I made it off system.
"You're really just continuing to dig yourself a hole."
Do we know, because we know the corporate authority is part of the backers for the mine. How much of a stake do they have? Is this like their project, or is this like
the Miners Guild is mostly independent, but you do not know. And you know what? I will give you this without a check. Cam, you're able to tell, when she started mentioning the corporate authority, you see William, his head shot over, he snapped to attention fast, you what? He did not, her mentioning any affiliation with her and the corporate authority got his attention. He did not know about that.
So Lauren will use his telepathic nodule to communicate with the party and go, "I think we should separate Winston and Goodwin. Winston If I think we put the heat on him, he'll squeal, but I don't think he's our murderer. I think he's just a useful idiot who tried to escape utilizing the murders. Goodwin, though, if I was the corporate authority shagging the mine owner and I heard that the union people were trying to come in or start new competition and I had a stake in this and I've got my species gravity might, I may strangle a few people.
Look, how about we just... Oh, no, never mind that. Let's... Why don't we just arrest them all?
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
We can arrest Winston. I think faking your own death has to be a crime. In this row in the substances.
The substances clearly clearly there's some kind of insurance fraud going on, faking his own death.
Ix would just kind of respond and say, yeah, Goodwin did say she owned this facility. What would be the charge of the facility? If they were she were the owner and we found these drugs, could we also arrest her?
Maybe.
We could let William go.
Yeah, but his son's a dick.
So we got him for another 35 minutes. Or 40 minutes. I'm going to have to look at it again. Might as well play the time we got.
All right. So let's split them.
Who are you going to interview?
Do you want to take the easy one first?
Yeah, let's see what we can get from.
Before we do that, I still think if we were to interview Dusk first, we would get a first-hand account of what happened and also the reactions to what happened.
That's a good point. And he saw the body too. I know it doesn't really matter anymore. I'm just curious how the guy faked his death from the strangle bot.
I'm just wondering if Gudrun, did I pronounce that right? Gudrun?
Yeah.
And if he saw the reaction from her seeing the body.
Not sure.
So you get Dust, and he's willing to give the image to Cam, and Cam can project the memory. And you have basically like this almost Three Stooges bit, like Looney Tunes styles bit, of Dust trying to break into this facility over and over and over again for probably about 10-20 minutes. At first he tries to climb up, doesn't get quite the hand, like a good grip, and falls down. He gets a big old pole and tries to use that, doesn't quite work out. You see him like basically having stolen some fabric from some people and fashioned a glider to try and glide to one of the windows. He does so successfully, misses, slams into the wall, and kind of like crawls over, gently opens up the window, like rolls inside and like hides amongst the everything, and kind of like he kind of like bends into himself as though he can like get smaller, and he hides in the trash can in there. You know, one of those waste bins that have like all the holes in them, and he just has the tip, like his head, as the lid of it. And he just watches for a while and sees this guy dead on the bed, face pale, that bluish paint you now know is paint. He doesn't look like he's breathing. His hands sprawled out. His neck looks as though it's been broken inwards. And the first thing you see coming in there is Goodwin, and she first comes in there like, "Oh, darling, let me talk to you. I know they gave you quite the hell on earth. Winston? And you see, like, she comes over, takes a claw, pokes him a few times, and goes, oh, goodness gracious. Oh, no. She shakes her head, and she immediately goes out with a shriek. And when that happens, Dust stands up, And you see in the memory from his point of view, he goes over to the body, leans down, you hear him utter these words as he goes,
I thought you were the killer, the strangler. I was going to put my hands around your throat and squeeze until you were no more. I would have looked you in the eyes and waited until the light left them. I would have stood over you and known I had done a good and just thing. I would have followed my dreams, as per a friend had told me. I would have taken your head and offered it to him on a silver platter with all of the evidence I would surely find in this house that would confirm my hunch. But you are now dead, and you, as being dead, cannot be the strangler, unless you committed suicide, but I see no evidence of that. So count yourself lucky that you are dead and not alive. Acknowledged.
and all throughout all that, as you're watching that, now you will know this man was sitting there, alive, hearing all of that, probably sweating fucking bullets. The entire time, like unresponsive, having to sit there knowing like if he made a single move, this random ass robot that wasn't supposed to be there. And by the way, when he started talking, that tripped all of the alarms, and the house like that
I better
locked
play that
down.
and end up dead.
Yeah, it's like that, and like you can see Dust didn't notice it, but you do actively see like the body like twitch a time or two. Like this man is terrifying. As Dust then walks out, you hear like you hear and see the other side of the conversation born as he goes out, paces for a little bit, comes back, turns around, and gets shot and blasted against the wall, and proceeded to that big clunk you heard that knocked Dust out. That wasn't William hitting him or something. That was William like rearing his fist back and punching out a robot.
Nice. Well, shit. By the way, as soon as he mentioned, a friend told me to follow my dreams. Voren is like,
I have two questions. So first, does Goodwin's reaction seem sincere and honest? And two, is there any, maybe from the drugs we found or something else, any ideas we might have of looking at the recording of what he might have been doing to be playing dead so effectively?
Oh, absolutely. I won't even make you roll medicine check since you found the drugs. He was on some stuff to make him look like he was dead. Basically, the equivalent of pufferfish toxin, just to paralyze him for a second. But as you're looking through that, give me a sense motive for good. Do you want to re-roll that?
Sure.
Go for it. You are able to tell that her reaction to his death is a little bit off, and she seems less concerned with the fact he's a dead body, more concerned with the fact that something else is being on her mind. Like, it's not that he's dead, that someone she cares about is dead. It's like, it's almost as if she might be in trouble for this. Like, this hurt something of hers.
Probably would be good for business interests to have to get a new.
Also, I gotta say again, I was not expecting you to call me out on it instantly.
what
Do
gave
not
it,
apologize. It was fun and led to some funnies.
what got me was like there was no immediate the body was dragged somewhere, because no one's gonna just pick up a heavy ass dwarf. Like, okay, like, gosh, like I'm just imagining. All right, the coast is clear. Stand up. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then just,
No, that's exactly what happened though. But like the thing is, like it would have been possible for that, like because there's some Benghazi there. They can pick things up.
I didn't consider that.
And also, you've
Why
seen
can't they-
William punch out a robot now and use a pretty big and heavy ass gun.
Well, hooray for my flawed reasoning being right.
You know what? I will give it to you. That's why I gave you the hero point immediately, because it's just like, damn, he knows. He picked it up instant. There was going to be a secret, like floor safe in each of the rooms. By the way,
Oh, sorry.
there was each one was going to have something different, a little extra. Do not apologize. You're fine. It's fun. I wanted y'all to figure it out. Perhaps not so early, but still, this is going to be a fun thing I'm going to mention as a story from now on.
Fair enough. I won't apologize again, but I am though. Just throwing that out there. Okay.
No,
Um,
I'm glad you popped off.
I
the way
do
you
think
did.
it's great that we've probably been given Vorn crap for 3 weeks about how terrible of like
Oh,
a
100%.
detective he is, because like he sent this robot on a murder spree and can't find him, and then he walks into the room and he's like, got it.
Like immediately, like he got up and walked away. Warren, what the fuck are you talking about?
That
Look,
dwarf
he's a
faked
fake.
his death.
No, I love the like entire logic of like Vorn goes in there, looks over, stands on a specific spot, looking at the door, and just like got him dead to rights. He got up, walked out. Let's see the main hall. Let's check this out. Throws carpet. See, safe. Let's get this open. Dust, get over here.
Let's get over here.
Open it. But
Got-
what's
got that
next?
son of a bitch mid sandwich.
Sandwich. So
I say we interview Winston next. Maybe try to play him against Goodwin. Like, she pretty much already threatened to have the corporate authority deal with him. Maybe we give him witness protection for some information.
you get Winston in the room, and he folds instantly. He starts talking about shit he did as a kid. Like he's confessing to things he's done for a long ass time. He confessed like pickpocketing people when he was younger, like bribery, lobbying, a lot of immoral stuff. And he's not like regular crying. He is grown man sobbing. And you can tell he's not at all sorry or guilty. It's just the fact he got caught. And he just goes, will you have mercy on me? Please, let me go. I'll never do it again.
He didn't confess to the murders, I'm guessing.
No, he mostly confessed to things completely unrelated. Nothing about the actual colony. He didn't even get to that part of his life.
So tell us why. So we know why you're running. You got debts, and you're not that smart.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just imagining like the stupid Captain America meme with the backwards chair. So you got caught faking your own death.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lauren. You were saying.
Yeah. So he looks at him. He goes, "You got debts. We know you're trying to run out. Probably some insurance scam. You're not that smart. But I don't peg you for the murders."
You don't? I mean, you don't. Yeah.
Should I peg you for the murders? I mean, open and shut. Dave Warren gets to walk out the hero. He didn't get dust on a killing spree, though we probably should arrest him later. And he found the murder.
Who owns that robot, by the way? He wasn't supposed to be here. He just... I probably shouldn't admit this, but when I was, laying in bed, he went up to my ear and started whispering about how he wanted to kill me. Surely you're going to arrest him.
Who whispered?
The robot.
Oh, while you were faking your death.
No. Well, it was, paralyzed with fear before I ran to my safe room. Yeah, yeah, safe room.
I would like to. I know you said that like this wouldn't make like we're all kind of doing stuff together, but as that interrogation is going on, I can take the time. I would like to investigate that safe room.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you immediately that's not a safe room. You had it right on the money of what you said it was initially.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, no. Of like, no, this dude's weird. He got drugs in his house. He's got some wild shit on the walls.
All right.
With apparently sandwiches. Did he bring the sandwiches, or was there a refrigerator down
It
there?
was in the refrigerator along with some vitamin water.
Yeah, you got a carb load.
Lauren will ask him, so why did you fake it? I mean, you faked your death for the insurance, but why did you make it look like you've been strangled? What made you particularly go that route?
There are a lot of people in this house that could strangle me. And there's been a individual doing the same to other individuals on the colony. I mean, look at the old man. He's an MK. He could do things with his mind, or Goodwin. She can like throw things with her mind, or William can't do that. But I've once seen him lift a car with both hands, not like fully up. He's just like, like a jack. He's got augments.
You said individual a little weird there when you spoke of the person strangling people. Now, Winston, you got the Dubot that wants to kill you. I mean, he was pretty much begging
They
for
were
it.
talking about strangling people.
Yeah, but we pretty much in this case, he didn't kill you, so maybe he didn't kill those other people.
He would have if he thought he was alive.
Oh wait, so minor gap in logic here. If he can retrieve recordings of his past actions, couldn't we just watch, like, fast forward through the recordings and make sure he didn't kill anybody?
I saw you arrest him on the spot. And don't even bother. Why even bother?
Would he have that much memory or that much?
I guess does that make sense? Was that like maybe resets after a certain amount of time? I don't know.
Cam, you would know he'd have the memory.
Yeah. I imagine. Yeah, because we haven't had like contact with Dust in a while, so Cam would request that Dust upload his,
you guys already
recording.
interviewed him. He would have already given you something like that. I'll let you guys get that for free of like looking through it, and you would see like a long list of him just stalking people.
So I'd imagine that Cam could go through it pretty quickly, and just wouldn't say shit because it's funny to. Is it him?
Living in Warren's house.
Just like lol, yeah, right. Like, oh God, Warren, you're
Every
you're
time Warren goes out for work, he goes in.
Just Dust muttering to himself, like how disgusting Warren is. Who smokes indoors? Ugh. I don't know.
You see little clips of him like cleaning up the place and looking at Ix and Lauren's homes in the distance. But back to Winston for a moment.
I was gonna say, so like, let's just say that Warren had that realization at that moment in time. Like, couldn't we just check the rest of his days? And maybe Cam pipes up, or no? That's up to Cam.
Yeah, I mean, Cam would say that information's been acquired, analyzed, and is compatible with your prevailing theory that Dust is not the murderer.
What?
Why try and trust the robot? He's probably in league with him.
Correct, I am in league with us. We are friends.
See? Admitted you were. And he suddenly looks more afraid.
Lara kind of rubs his temples like, Dust is still a murderer, even if he's not this murderer. But
Yes.
to Winston goes, you got Dust trying to kill you. Goodwin said the corporate authority probably do worse than kill you. We only hope to get out of here.
Escort.
All right, wait, hold on. Then Warren's gonna take a gamble. So, if you're not the murderer, then how do we find all those trophies? You know what I mean.
Give me a deception check.
Yeah, let's see if that's any good. I am not playing the talkie. Oh, I'm not terrible.
You did earn you did earn a hero point earlier for solving the damn mystery early.
Sorry again.
Don't apologize. It's funny as hell.
No, I
Listen, this is what I go for. I'm so scared the players not solving the mystery or going down the wrong rabbit hole.
Well,
do you want to use that other hero point you got?
I might, but I mean, I didn't roll badly.
Do you want to use it? Devil on your shoulder telling you to possibly use it, even if that may or may not pass.
Yeah, I kind of do. I definitely want to see where it would go. Hey, 2 points higher, baby.
He pass as it goes. I mean,
but one thing I do want to, as a caveat, as Warren asks this, he's paying extremely careful attention to his eyes. Do they flick in a specific direction of a specific room or something?
I will give you that. They clearly flick somewhere as he goes, like, those have nothing to do with those individual people. I just care about my employees, is all.
You don't say.
Yes. I mean, who doesn't keep the employee's last pay stub? I mean, it's quite common. Keeping copies of that.
Would I know if that's true? Like in either the business or like a dwarven
for
thing?
The business, yeah. For the person, maybe not. It's clearly it'd be an odd thing to say. You seem like shift uncomfortably in this chair a few times.
Is Warren able to determine where those eyes flick to?
They'd flick to the kitchen.
That's something else to look into, I guess. I know. Last interruption on my end. Sorry.
Does anyone else want to ask him something?
What could we offer you that would make you willing to be truthful about what happened?
I walk free.
What could we reasonably offer you that would...
So,
minimum security prison with free buffets.
We can offer you
off-world, not corporate authority. Something that the Rund have.
You want us to put you in a Durand prison? That's minimum security?
With a pool and free buffets.
Yeah, but you murdered your employees.
You see him open his mouth like he's about to say something really fucking incriminating, but then he closes it and merely thinks for a moment and goes, "To which you do not have any proof that I did or did not. I mean, clearly there's proof I did not. I mean, I have alibis."
So Ix, like, he's a goblin, but he probably has a better understanding of dwarfs than most. Like, what would the normal kind of outcome be if the guild knew that he was intentionally trying to bust up unions that were trying to form under him?
You got a race.
He's the current head of this guild, but the Minus Guild as a whole, they probably shave his beard, take his money, and throw him onto a random planet. Be like, good luck with this one, and make him work off basically the money that those other smaller guilds could have made for them.
Oh, the Miners Guild's pro union?
The quote unquote minus guilds are someone funded by the corporate authority. Sometimes they're funded by the Rund. A lot of it is less so like one big thing, but more so a lot of small corporations that are occasionally bought up or occasionally started. Think of it like a real like prospectors range kind of deal. It's less that they're pro union, more that they want as many people starting as many companies as possible, so as many people go into debt possible, so they can get more money.
What I
And the
got from that
fact that
was
he's
they're not.
stomping on that and only going into debt himself and draining them money, they would not like.
What I got out of that is that they're anti-union, but if somebody gets caught, that they can throw under the bus and keep, or like they, because they're not going to be publicly anti-union, but they're going to be like, if this guy gets caught, they'll send him off to some random planet and be like, oh yeah, we took care of the problem. It was this one person only, and no one else has ever busted.
Pretty much.
A scapegoat has entered the building.
What if I did do it? What would be my punishment?
So Ix is gonna pipe up and he's gonna go, I once knew a dwarf that ran on the wrong side of the guild. Maybe we should just package up what we found and send it to them. Maybe they will see if there's enough evidence or not.
What if I confessed? Wait, no, what if I had an accomplice and I confessed?
We put you in protective custody, but you'd be going to prison.
Yeah.
But you'd be safer here with us than with the corporate authority, the Dubots, and who else knows trying to kill you. Looks like you probably know old William money too, and the way he shot earlier. I mean, I end up well for you.
Khan put me up to it.
What? Who?
The Khan.
Oh.
He said he could turn me into an MKZ. I don't know if he can, but like if he could, like Yorick has the powers and he does some crazy shit. Imagine if I could like move stuff with my mind or like turn water into wine. I mean, like I already mind throw. It's just, he's already eating up my mind. It's just like, if I emit more, do I get more protection?
So you allied with the Khan, lost all those people in their money, on the off chance that you could be a full MKZ.
Well, more than that. But only if I can get more protection. That's the only way I'm speaking. Minimum security, free buffet, a swimming pool, and you know what? I'm going to say it. I want entertainment.
Yeah.
So can we arrest this accomplice? Can we arrest this Khan? Is that who you are giving us?
He has a contact in the city.
Oh, look. Between all of us and Cam, you can just erase this, right? This. I'm not a big fan of unions. right? If anything, but
Fuck 'em.
yeah, you're doing the galaxy a favor. Okay?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
imagine me, king of the colony,
Yeah.
crown on my head,
No,
strangling anyone I don't like
wow, that is quite
with my mind.
with your mind.
Just
You
like
know,
you did
you
the
would-
other ones, right?
You wouldn't have to get your hands dirty ever again with somebody's neck. I can see why. It's very appealing, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
You know, if you let me walk free, I can put in a good word of the con.
Yeah.
I can
I
get
mean-
you some good throw. I can get you some MKC powers.
I know, that'd be great. And on top of that, you know what? We want to start doing good with honestly, the way that things are handled here, it's all terrible. Honest, the Contra just come and take
Exactly.
over. Who's that
Yeah.
contact? Who's that friend of yours though? We can just, start bridging that gap already and just
Hey, I know a guy. You now know me, and I know a guy.
I don't know a Noah guy. Is that his name? Noah guy?
No. It's not no guy. Oh, you sly bastard! You almost got me to say it that time. Nope. If you want him, you gotta go through me.
Okay.
Hey, you.
Well, we
And
can
he-
certainly.
He snaps the cam.
Imagine, like every possibility running through your mind at once. That's what happens if you get that good. Zro.
All right, let's why don't you have a seat right there, and I think we need to have a conversation here.
I see what you did there. Conversation, yeah. You're getting it. You're gonna be on my side.
And he crosses his arms like he's about to be your boss, and it's just he puts his feet up on the table.
Yeah. So you just go ahead and get comfy, and let's try to figure out a way to sort this out to everybody's satisfaction. Okay.
Yeah, especially mine.
Cam will speak up.
Sandwich and drums.
All right.
Make it quick.
Yep. All right. So away from him. All right, Cam, you go into the kitchen, and then I'm gonna yell, "Gun, gun! He's got a gun!" And then we just murder this son of a bitch.
Acknowledge.
You just hear from the other side of the room, just clearly eavesdropping, but like just quietly from dust.
Acknowledged.
So, I will say, I do have this feat that. Where is it? Here we go. I'm an expert at scouting and incriminating evidence.
Holy shit! Okay.
I-
I have to ask: is the party now going to be the murderers in the murder mystery?
I mean, I also.
Oh my goodness.
So we're just rigging this bitch.
Lauren, I'm going. Firstly, I want to be clear. He did not offer you any Zro. He wasn't able to pick up that he used to be on Zro. I don't know if you take that as an insult or a compliment. But how do you respond to your fellow compatriots considering murdering this guy?
Yeah, Lard is going to just kind of shake his head and goes, even if he is a dipshit, we need to find who his contact is. He seems stupid enough that if we find a way to... What is that?
He said, "Where's my sandwich?"
Oh,
Sorry about that. Right away, boss. And Warren will, get his fucking sandwich.
if we find a way to let him escape, I bet the dumbass runs right to him.
You can take a hero point.
Cam will communicate with you telepathically, saying that one of my typical jobs with the corporate authority was observation and tracking in similar situations. I can also make myself invisible to the naked eye while doing so. I have the invisibility spell, so I can turn invisible and follow him if we want to let him go.
Cam, that is fucking terrifying. What the fuck? I've known you for how long and you just never mentioned that? I can go invisible. What?
You've never followed us invisibly. No, you wouldn't do that.
Why would you? We're not that interesting, right? Please agree.
We
What is
just
your-
snapped
what is your-
cut to Cam also being in Voren's house with Dust independently.
Oh, hey, nice to see you here.
Like Dust turns his head. You're like, hey, Cam.
Cam's response is, what is your preferred answer to that question?
I'm just gonna let that lie. I'm just gonna.
Why would I follow you? I think your lives are boring and uninteresting.
Why would I follow you? I think your lives are boring and uninteresting.
I appreciate your honesty. Thank you so much. Lights up a cigarette. Lights up, whatever the equivalent is.
Okay. I know I'm handing him out this session, but I got to because that was probably the funniest fucking bit thus far this session. Cam, take your hero point.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Can anybody else go invisible?
Goodwin would approach you, and Dust would like you see his head turn away for a second. He's at a great distance. He's clearly listening in. But when you said, "Can anyone else turn invisible?" his head turns, like to look away. But Goodwin would approach you and go, hello, darlings. Hello. This is quite the predicament we find ourselves in, but please. I'm Goodwin. Oh, well, that's the name that these compatriots know me as. I am, to be blunt with you, cooperating now. I am a corporate spy, making sure that our investment was sound. Now, I am within my legal right to be a member of this colony, which is part of the reason why I took this job in particular. And I would humbly request that this man, once you are done with him, be given to the corporate authority to do with as we please.
Cam knows exactly what she means by what the corporate authority would do, and will telepathically send a message to everyone with like a video recording of what that looks like, and it's not pretty. Just so we're all on the same page.
Pretty brutal. Lauren will look at her and go, corporate authority wants them. I know you guys have your own sense of retribution. Why would it benefit the colony for us to give them to you rather than imprisoning them ourselves?
Well, simple. I'm in, let's say, good company with most of the upper elites of your various colonies on this planet, and I can keep you up to date with them and any dealings they may be doing behind your back. And trust me, you're going to want to know what I know.
Think information, maybe a sizable donation to the colony?
Don't push your luck. No, if you want public donations, you're going to have to go after the one person I can't get to talk. William. That man, well, he's less interested in me and more about combat boots and loaded rifles.
You guys want to turn over this degenerate scumbag to the corporate authority so they can...
I will give you mere 48 hours to wreak whatever, as you put it, retribution on this miscreant.
All right.
That gives us time to potentially locate this accomplice.
True.
Yeah, look, Lauren, I know that you're kind of the one that cares about the rules here. The way I see it, that is one less shitty little mouth to feed.
Well, if we can get sign off from our superiors, maybe sending it to him. But she just said that William may pay too, and he also has contacts with the corporate authority as well.
Whether it's
probably
me
make some
turning
money.
this back in, or William, he gets to the corporate authority, and I don't get in trouble. Now, I would like to help you out. Possibly get me in the good graces of your guardians, but darlings, whatever you choose, just know the corporate authority can graciously look over this colony for future profits.
All right. So that's very tempting. Ignore the next loud part of what I'm going to say. Not a chance in hell. No way. Corporate authority's going to have to come through us. If I have to roll deception, so be it.
No, you're good. She just shakes her head, just mutters underneath her breath. Ah, humans, so theatrical.
I'm just thinking, if we're gonna get this idiot, if we're gonna cut this idiot loose and have him scamper off to his contact in the city, might as well make it believable.
I think one of us is going to have to take a fall, too. I'd be down to do it as well.
Huh?
Hey,
What do you mean?
he has to overpower somebody to escape.
I should take my leave this William now. Ta-ta, darlings.
So, telepathically, you do want to take her deal and get him to the corporate authority long term. You just don't want him to know that, and that's why you said that last part.
I wanted to leave the door open.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, Campbell, once we've confirmed that's the route we want to take, I can send a message telepathically to Goodwin to let her know that. But also, we don't want Winston hearing anything.
But I guess it boils down to, what do we want to do here? Do you want to track him to his, con buddy here? His co-conspirator? I'm sorry.
I have a proposal.
I want to hear it.
We tell him that we're going, and this is all telepathically. Tell him that Alarin will watch over him while the rest of us continue investigating the mansion for further evidence. Alarin, you approach him about wanting to get some of that Purge row that the con has and tell him you're willing to work with him and see if you can convince him to take you to the accomplice. But if that doesn't work, give him the opportunity to escape on his own, at which point I will follow invisible.
I think that makes sense.
All right. Well. All right. Let's go ahead and look for more evidence.
Before you do, you see William come up, and he goes,
Guardians of the colony. Oh, please, if you do not mind my interruption, I have a bit of proposition for you. Now, as you know, the corporate authority is not kind to people taking their money and running. So, I'd like to offer a sizable donation to this colony, as well as rights to any future mining operations. And this man here. And for that, I'll put a sizable donation to your cause and personal banknotes.
That sounds. If you wanted to offer us a bribe, you shouldn't have done it with Alarin here.
Oh, it is no bribe. It is truly helping you get rid of the scum of the earth. A tax evader. Now, those taxes here are going to the corporate authority. He should be paying us, and he's not. So, this is just me taking care of the trash. Now, to really get into it for a moment here, there's more to it, a personal favor. As for why I'm putting some coin in your pocket rather than any lobbying. If you take me up on this, the reason why I could be paying you is to help set my son straight. I want you all in the week to come to take him around town, give him a bit of a apprenticeship. I think it's time he learns the ropes. He's got a good bit of practice with me when handling guns and whatnot, and tending to machinery, but boys don't have discipline. And from what I've seen so far, I should have been giving you all more credit. You came in and solved this mystery like that. I never would have guessed you were simply hiding in the ground beneath our feet. So, given that you've impressed me, I'd say you might be good to look after my boy. How's it sound?
How long do we have to review your offer?
24 hours.
Understood. We're going to be doing something in a moment. We need you to not interfere in this operation. Is that understood?
Understood. Just know I want this man back. Alive, if possible. And if not, that funding I'll be passing your way is going to be cut rather in an ugly way.
So Ix has an idea of how we can. Did we bind? Is he bound the Winston?
Nope.
I don't think so.
He's eating a sandwich right now.
Who
Of more
could
so
eat a
than
sandwich?
Mostly the equivalent of mayo on that sandwich. A little bit of lettuce, more cheese than meat.
I mean, this is the equivalent of a suspect in an interrogation room. Hey man, you hungry? You want some McDonald's? We'll get you some McDonald's. No big deal.
That reminds me of that skit of that guy coming in and out each time he ran someone out getting more stuff.
Hey, you want Burger King this time? You got you, pal. Just keep talking.
So I'm thinking I could scrounge up, because I'm the scrounger, a junk infiltration kit and happen to leave it by him. So it'd be pretty easy for us to stage an easy way for him to get out. If we found it, put some binders on him, threw him down next to it, walked away. Hopefully he's smart enough to figure it out.
That requires on his intellect.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
So
I think Cam's plan of either trying to sweet talk him about his road addict thing to go find the guy, or find a way that he can stupidly think he's overpowering us and getting away. Be the best way to go.
Okay.
Well, we could if you could makeshift a blaster or makeshift something and kind of leave that around that he could feel he could use to kind of blast his way out or blow his way out.
Let me see if I have anything that's non-lethal.
So, as you're getting that prepared, Alarm, do you want to go in there and start talking to him?
He would. He'd kind of go back into the meeting room without the rest of the crew. He'd kind of lean in close to.
He wipes his hands on you.
What do you say?
He wipes his hands on you.
There you go.
Lauren is fuming, and with that, you see like as he holds up his hand. Is there like a table in this room?
Yeah, there's a table.
You see his eyes. Kind of always have that kind of etheric orange glow, but they seem to burn brighter. He holds up his hand, and you see just fire unleashed from it. He's going to cast Overheat on the table, just incinerating it. And he's going to go, I want Zro. You wanted to see an MKZ in action. I'm a true MKZ, but I need more Zro. If you want to get out of here, take me to your contact, and we'll be good to go. You can run off with him, I get my Zro, and everybody's happy. Do you want me to be happy?
Depends. Does me living make you happy?
Not at the moment.
Oh, well, let me fix that.
And you see him go over, and he goes to a wall, and you see him type in a few things, and you see a secret path open up.
This leads into the sewer.
Lead the way. And I imagine the others are still within 30 feet of me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to like telepathically say he had another hidden wall leading into a sewer. Cam, pursue close.
But before he goes down there, he does pull something from his pocket. Something he had hidden. And he offers it to you. Zro. And he goes,
Before we go, I need to make sure. This is the good shit. Right here. Now I can't take it. It'd kill me. But I've been making a stockpile for when I get those powers. It's a little taste test.
Lauren, like you see, because he's got like these, you see his eyes begin to glow. He's gonna like, you gotta utilize his auto recognition lenses, but he's going to like try to BS this guy hard. Like he's not gonna take the thing. He's just gonna kind of stare at it really hard, and he's gonna go, "Did you get that out of dung? That's the shittiest Zro I've ever come across. I wouldn't put that anywhere near my body. Is it even really Zro? I hope your contact has better stuff than this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy."
give me that deception check.
Big money. That's pretty
Hell
good.
yeah. For a second, he's about to call you out on it, but he looks at you.
Damn. You must use that good stuff. That's why you got those robotic limbs, don't you? You get that good stuff, only that good stuff you have taste. And whenever you can't get, fuck if you lose a limb. You can just imagine the limb back once you get that stuff back in you. I like you. I want powers like you once I get powers. Come on.
Cam will cast invisibility on himself and follow behind the two of them.
As he leads you deeper and deeper and deeper into what he calls the sewer. It's not part of your aqueduct at all. It's just this tunnel that goes further that is slightly damp, which is odd for Boreal. And when you feel the walls, it feels almost fleshy in a way. Not like stone. It's not living by any means, it's just very spongy. And you keep going further and further into this place, and there's this heavy presence as you do, and things start getting warmer, hotter than it was in the sun. This heat, this radiance, and I'm not going to lie. Alarm? You start getting this like secondhand buzz a little bit. And you come out to this spot that is this giant, like, hole in the ground, as if someone took both of their hands and ripped it open. It's probably, I'd say, about nearly 100 feet by 100 feet, and you see a couple different MKZs down there, just all about. And he goes, I might have been lying. Might be more than one contact. Come on! Let me show you the big guy! He doesn't need to show you. You see him. Just sitting there. Mace on the ground. He's holding the handle. He's just sitting there watching over it, sitting on a throne. He's huge. You've seen him before at the mine. The Rund. And radiating from him is this feeling of Zro, of that Zro energy. And it's genuinely as if you're just getting almost like a contact buzz from it. And I don't know if that would stop Alarin or push him forward more, but Cam, even you can feel it. And you see more Amandaru down there, a lot more fused to many of these MKZs as they go around. Many of them are tunneling. You actually see them tunneling. They're boring out the walls with their power using gravity, the stones being flung back. Some take the stones and help build out that throne for this to run. But what's worse is you see them starting to bring in stolen explosives, mining charges, as well as things from the Dubots that they've ripped from them. Some things that are more so homemade. You just stumbled upon something a lot bigger than you thought.
And this is all like underground underneath the colony?
It's about probably half a mile away from the colony right now.
Oh, gotcha.
Going towards the colony.
Okay, so they're tunneling, or they're trying to like expand the tunnel that we used to get there?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Lauren is feeling like bit of him knows he shouldn't be feeling good, but he is feeling really good right now. Feeling that Zro, he's feeling a bit of cockiness through him as well. He will utilize his telepathy to reach back out and go, Cam, you there?
Acknowledge.
Record this and probably alert the others. This is going to get sticky.
Yeah, so I'm definitely recording everything we see and uploading it to the Dubot network.
Your footage, you're recording is a bit fuzzy just from this pressure within the room. And I gotta continue to say, this is hotter than the outside. It feels like you're in an oven right now. And that's when you see it. This Durand, he winces. His back arches a little bit, and you see it vent and crack a little before those cracks are mended. But it vents out this almost mist onto the area, and it doesn't go far enough to touch you, Alarin, but a lot of these MKCs merely like flock to it to breathe it in. And you see them almost spike in power. Some of them grow calcifications on the spot.
How many of them are there?
Probably you'd see about maybe 24.
Okay.
Not all of them are in fighting shape. Mostly they look exhausted, overworked, but some of them could genuinely put up a good fight.
With all the explosives here, does it seem like that would like collapse this whole operation should it be detonated, or are we close enough to where they might like damage the colony if the explosions were to go off here?
These explosives wouldn't really destroy all of this. They have enough in here that could wreak havoc to a building or two. Maybe you could collapse one of the entranceways, but this 100 by 100 area, no. It looks like they haven't brought in everything, and most of these, because they're mining charges, uh, they look more precise. Like there's clearly a plan rather than just blowing up the whole colony.
All right. Next question, and this might be like an occultism check or something. If the explosives were to go off, would that annihilate the Durand, or do I think that he might be too
Absolutely
powerful?
not. So with this Duran, basically how I've described him before, he's all muscle and calcification, and a lot of his scales have been removed and replaced with this kind of armor. And even his mouth is kind of like closed off and caged. And you see him he is big. It's going to take a lot to take him down.
Has he noticed Winston and I?
If he has, he's not let you know. But Winston, he comes over to the big guy himself and goes, "Hey, buddy, pal, amigo, bird slides. I brought an MKZ, a man from the inside. He wants that good shit." And the run with a creak turns over. You can give it for him, right? He called the shit I showed him. Shit, like awful, terrible. This stuff your guys gave to me. He wants that good stuff. He's right over there. He doesn't turn to you. He's just looking at the dwarf.
How is he looking at the dwarf? Is he looking at the dwarf like he's about to deal with a problem, or
He's looking at him like, you fucking brought people here? Like, it's genuine bewilderment. Like, excuse me?
yeah, Lauren can't really run, so he's just gonna lean into it. He is going to stalk.
Oh no, the Durand, he hasn't looked at you. He hasn't even acknowledged your presence. He's not gone. He looked your way. You see him. He's hyper focused on this dwarf right now. You could run if you want. You can engage. It's up to you.
So how big? How long was that tunnel? And like how big is this
Half a
room? How
mile.
far away am I from like the guy right now?
You're about, say, probably 50 feet from the guy. The tunnel is half a mile long. The Durand cannot fit through the tunnel, and the Durand himself is probably of the it's right between huge and gigantic.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, Lauren. I mean, he is. 'Cause you said he's getting like a little bit of a secondhand zero hit right now, right?
Oh, absolutely, and it's affecting these workers from where, like, these MKZs, they'd be passed out from using all their abilities so much. Like, they should be drained, but the fact that they're getting the secondhand high keeps them going. A lot of their bodies are more so broken because of that, and calcifications and that swirling flesh, almost like concrete mix, kind of coming up to repair that. They are just going at it because of that.
Lauren's not going to move any closer, but he is going to call out. Do we know that Duran's name, or does he? Do we have his name yet?
You know he exists. You know he is basically right hand to the Khan, but you don't know if the Khan has ever referred to him by name. You have no reports of it. It's just the Durand. If you guys want to make up a code name you've had for him right now, you can. You can name this man. This monster.
Oh,
Godzilla.
what's that?
Godzilla. That's what I'm
Godzilla.
basically picturing.
MK Zilla.
Yeah, I like that.
Lauren will call out, and you just go, Duran. Oh, actually, one more question before I go. What was the name of the guy that gave me his heart?
Shoot, what was his name?
Let's see if it's in my notes.
Okay, Chris, if you find this, I am so appreciative of you. I'm just appreciative of you for possibly having it.
I don't think you.
I don't think I gave him a name. Okay. Yeah, no, that's right. I gave you a chance to make up his name, to know him. But you did not remember him that well. You can make up his name right now, Tegan. Go for it.
Duran, Veso told me that you wanted true MKZs, along with this little pup here, Winston.
He looks up. He simply waits for you to continue. He doesn't say anything to you yet. You're not worth his words just yet.
Lauren kind of gives like this pretty almost look of disdain as he looks at the other MKZs, especially the ones that look like they can't fight and look like they are pretty much worn out from their work efforts. And he lies through his teeth and he goes, "You don't have quality right now. You may have a bunch of scrubs, but you and the Khan, pretty much your only MKZs worth note. For the right price and a good fix of Zero, I could be an asset to you all. Especially as you dig out these mines and plan whatever you're hatching for the colony. You need talent. You need those who know how best to use the Zero."
When you say the word hatching, his back vents again, and there's a low, bassy growl that comes from him, which is enough to rock and shake your bones. And he leans over, and when he does, you see him like take a knee to do so, putting a hand out next to you, and he makes up those 50 feet in an instant. His face leans towards you, and there's a puff of that smoke that billows out to your sides, but not quite next to you, not quite enough for you to get that without you diving for it. And in this voice, I cannot replicate this heavy voice that sounds like pouring gravel. He will go, "An asset. An asset.
I brought you Winston. Fool gave up your whole operation. I could have had a whole squad of peacekeepers down here, but I came for you and the Zero. Yeah, I'm an asset."
He looks to your cybernetic limbs. He leans back into his throne and without a second thought takes his pinky finger and shoves his claw through the chest of one of the MKZs that are straying too close to these clouds he's producing, immediately piercing through and taking the heart from him, pulling it out and leaving that MKZ in that instant to calcify instantly. No blood, no nothing, just the throw from his bones. And he takes that claw and brings it to you, and you see a heart much like the one that was offered to you. And he offers it to you again. And simply goes,
"Take the heart of a beast. The closest you will get to a heart of a dying star. Take entropy into your bones. And know that gravity is all. That we are the end."
Lauren pauses just for a moment, kind of giving you hear like Cam like a desperate like telepathic call. "We gotta stall," and Lauren is going to reach for the heart.
Now, I will say you do not have to take this, as this is entirely a character-based choice. You do not have to take this heart.
Is Lauren kind of like asking Cam to do something to make this not happen?
Yeah, so he basically
Okay.
if there's any way you can stall. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm Go ahead.
I was just gonna say for the other two, if you want to have like been making your way, I can say you're so and so many rounds away.
Just cut to them back at the house. Evidence. We gotta find the evidence. Think that's enough time?
Oh, absolutely. In the time that they've been traveling, you've been able to find trophies, his a lot of variety of things of like that really does pin this absolute like fool of a man to the murders. And the whole time Dust is celebrating and acting as though he had it. He's doing like a little victory dance.
Hell, Form's doing it with him.
And he just says it loud. Remember, always follow your dreams.
Yeah, follow your dreams.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Not my fault, not my fault, not my
I
fault.
shall now go out and look for more people who have done wrong and kill them.
Maybe my fault, maybe my fault.
It's not your fault yet.
And then we snap cut back.
All right, so with his first action, Cam sends a message to Alarin saying, prepare to retreat the way we came. And then with his remaining 2 actions, he's going to cast Figment to create an illusion of the Khan opposite the tunnel that we came in from, so that everyone's attention is turned towards the Khan illusion and Alarin has a chance to flee.
The moment you do that, everyone else, their heads turn, snap towards the Khan. That they immediately like do a chant, raise their fists. They try and on him, but the main Durand, he immediately turns an eye, and with his tail, slams towards the Figment, immediately telling as if it wasn't a Khan. The other MKZs are not so smart and immediately think that the run has attacked the Khan. And so some of them immediately like turn to him. Some are getting their weapons ready in that instance. It's enough of a moment that, Lauren, you could leave or snag the heart and take it with you.
Alarm for a moment, especially feeling like this buzz for the MK for the Zro, like he does almost reach to the heart to try to snag it as he runs, but just barely holds himself back. But one thing he will do is he turns to run. The Durand has betrayed the Khan. We must go to arms. Deal with him.
Give me a deception check. Hell yeah!
I'm just imagining just taking
I'm going to use the
deep-
hero point I gained from the thingy.
All right, pop off.
just taking a
Yeah.
deep. Oh wow!
Ooh.
There it is.
Oh,
Now you
I
understand.
pneumonia.
Now you understand what it feels like in bed.
So you creating that diversion doesn't quite go well. However, Cam, I will let you also roll to possibly hold them back a little longer than just what the spell does.
Okay.
Remember this bonus there as y'all book it. You see some of them try and unleash their weapons against the run. It has very little effect. But more than you think, honestly, the sound from their mutilators breaking into his carapace of calcification, but you all book it. And full that he is, you see Winston just runs with you. And you want to know what he does? With his bare hands, he grabs the heart for himself. Yet as he's running with you, like, I didn't expect that. The con here, and he just hit the con, like, oh, shit.
As we're retreating, I'll say, Alarin, what should we do with Winston?
And using like I think probably it's telepathy. We're talking all this with it.
Yeah.
We'll deal with him when we get back. We found that his contact is Durand himself. Give him to one of the 2
He
buyers.
told you that he had a lot of contacts and pointed to the whole of all those people down there. And you see him as you're running, he puts the heart in his mouth and swallows. and a little couple seconds go by as he's starting to slow down, but then there's a vroom, 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 as he starts almost bouncing on the air, and he looks high as a kite as you see him do something that, Lord, you think should be impossible. You can't just give MK powers to someone. That's not possible. But here he is, using them, pushing gravity beneath his feet to almost like bounce. To almost, you know how Aang creates that like little bubble of air below him where he can ride on it. He's starting to do that, and he looks happy as parts of his body are immediately growing those heavy calcifications like you've seen all of the other Khan's men. His smile grows wide. It kind of gets stuck there as it can't go down. His teeth and gums kind of more so exposed and fusing together. His eyes wide, his pupils pinpricks as he chuckles along, riding with you, going, "I did it! I did it! I'm the king! I'm powerful!" You witness something impossible. And it could have been yours.
That's fine, right? We can still deal with him. He's not going to become another, like, boss out of our skill set to handle.
Yeah. Next week's problem.
And funny enough, you should say that. As we hear like that JoJo Part 2 ending theme begin to come online, we see Dust, we see Vorn, we see Ix preparing all the evidence, getting it all together, as Lauren and Cam breach back into the mansion. Amp ready, and you see Winston barreling through with the sounds of footfalls coming through behind y'all. As he goes, "Bow before your king, the might of your new lord, first authority!" And as he says that, you see, almost like that beast you faced, his cheeks crack open to show new formed teeth that runs down not only his cheeks, but down his neck and to his chest as it opens up to a large maw. And you see that beating heart within as small singularities begin to form around him, and his eyes grow even wider as he begins to float. Yeah, boom, 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 constantly pulsing as his body half rejects it, but his very body now controls it, keeping it together through sheer will. His maw open, singularities hungry, and MKZs beginning to flood to him. Next time on the Burning Up Boreal, the party faces down against the Strangler at large, hopefully taking him in. And furthermore, they get to know the populace greater and those they protect. Finally, we see the culmination of some of the Khan's plans coming to fruition as one more mine begins to burn. Join us next time on the Burning Up Boreal.
Nice, man. Everybody make sure to join us next Tuesday for that. And we can see how this shakes up for the crew.
Oh boy.
So, tell me when we're offline.
All right, we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.